If there is one practical thing that Democrats can do right now that would help them regain power, it's never speak to Trump in person. No, I'm kidding. No, it's this. Inspire your moderates to vote in the primaries. Get that base excited. You have the numbers. After Congressman Moulton made his comment about his daughter not getting run over, he added, "But as a Democrat, I'm supposed to be afraid to say that." Well, then change what you're supposed to be afraid.
The DNC is totally messed up right now, and Bill Maher isn't holding back. You might think he'd feel sorry for a party with no real leader, no clear plan, and no strong message. But nope, he's roasting them hard instead. The sharp-talking host of Real Time with Bill Maher went after AOC and the Democrats for not learning from their big loss before. And wow, he really went off. Let's jump right in.
People ask me all the time, why haven't you ever had Hillary or Bill Clinton on? Why didn't you have Kamala on during the last campaign? You think we don't ask? We ask these people every week. They say no. It took 8 years and a petition to get Obama on. And these are people, all people I voted for. Think about that. They're afraid to come on the show of a guy who voted for them.
Maher started by talking about how sad he feels that the party he's always supported, with his votes, his money, and even his fame, has pushed him away for years. Even though he's been one of their biggest celebrity supporters, they totally ignore his show. He's asked them so many times to come on Real Time with Bill Maher, but they never show up. Why? Because they're scared of hard questions. They don't want to defend their weak ideas against real arguments. Instead of open talk, they hide in their own bubble where everyone agrees with them. That just proves Maher's point that the left has become soft, scared, and kind of lazy in thinking. But wait, what about the Republicans? Are they scared too?
The Republicans? They show up. And when they do, they take their beating like a man. You went down to Mar-a-Lago and kicked his ass after that. When the Mueller report came out, I feel like you mischaracterized it. I feel that was shady. But you campaigned for election deniers in 2022. This I do not forgive. The Republicans, including you, January 6th, etc., are the ones who are no longer willing to play by the rules of democracy. Amendment 22, no person shall be elected to the office of the president more than twice. And yet you keep talking about Trump's maybe you should have.
Well, Republicans have made comebacks too. Some smart, some kind of clumsy. And yeah, they've taken shots at Maher too. But that's not the point. What Maher's really saying is that win or lose, Republicans actually show up. They sit across from him, take the heat, and argue their side even when they mess up. That takes guts. It shows they're not afraid of facing hard talks. Unlike the Democrats, they don't hide behind safe spaces. They step into the fight. And that alone says a lot.
I would love to have AOC on the show, and Mamdani and Elizabeth Warren, but I can't subpoena the guests. And I can't fix that what the Democrats are scared of more than anything else, I mean, obviously besides gluten, is being primaried from the far left, even though most Democrats are not far left. They're mild-mannered and moderate, at least in my bathhouse.
Everyone knows the far left is pushing the woke movement. But the scary part is how they've become louder and more powerful than the whole Democratic Party. Instead of standing up for what's right, the party keeps giving in to every demand, even the crazy ones. It's like the DNC has lost its spine. They care more about pleasing loud activists than helping regular Americans. What the party really needs now is a brave leader, someone who can finally say enough and stop the far left from taking over everything.
If there is one practical thing that Democrats can do right now that would help them regain power, it's never speak to Trump in person. No, I'm kidding. No, it's this. Inspire your moderates to vote in the primaries. Get that base excited. You have the numbers. After Congressman Moulton made his comment about his daughter not getting run over, he added, "But as a Democrat, I'm supposed to be afraid to say that." Well, then change what you're supposed to be afraid.
Bill Maher's not wrong. over the years, many middle ground Democrats have started moving toward the center or even toward the right side of politics. These are people who once proudly called themselves Democrats, but now they feel left out because the party is too far left. The truth is, many of them would come back if the DNC could just stand up to the woke crowd a little. But instead of being brave, the party acts scared, walking on eggshells and worried about being canceled if they speak up. Until the DNC stops being afraid of the far left, more moderates will stay away. And that keeps the party stuck, scared and always trying to please everyone.
Do you think that he would have power and influence to be able to, like, usher in socialism?
He definitely has the power and influence to elect J.D. Vance, whoever is the Republican candidate next time. It is a walking commercial for the Republican Party.
I think the Republicans are going to...
When you let the Democrats socialists, and now they're actually calling themselves socialists, when you let them take over a major American city, this is what you get.
So, let's make it super clear. Here's what Bill Maher is really saying. If the Democratic Party picks Zohran Mamdani to lead them in the 2028 elections, they might as well hand the win to J.D. Vance right now. Maher says Mamdani's woke and socialist ideas might sound cool to young Gen Z voters who like big change. But here's the issue. Young people don't make up the biggest group of voters. Millennials, Gen X, and baby boomers are still the main ones who vote. And Maher thinks those people won't like Mamdani's far-left ideas at all. In fact, they'll probably run away from him. The message is clear. Picking someone that extreme is political suicide. It would basically give Republicans the win for free.
If you're engaging with a psycho who all they care about is controlling you, they're very good at diagnosing problems. Yeah. They're very good at figuring out what your weak points are. And that's, I would argue, what a lot of these people are doing. Right. They recognize that if you can focus on these problems, then you can, use that dissatisfaction to gain power for yourself. Right.
Maher says Mamdani isn't really a leader. He's just using people's anger. He points at real problems, but doesn't try to fix them. Instead, he stirs up more hate and frustration. It's the same old trick, blame others, make people mad, but never actually solve anything. And let's be honest, socialism has never really worked anywhere. It sounds nice, but it always ends badly. Still, a lot of young people who don't know that history fall for Mamdani's promises. They think he's offering progress, but really his ideas would cause more trouble, like job loss, less freedom, and more fighting. Mamdani isn't leading people to solutions. He's selling a dream that always ends in disappointment.
This must be horrible for a guy like you, who you spent your whole life talking about how government tries to do too much, which it does, and spends too much. Here you have Trump, who is the Republican, who is aggrandizing more power than anybody, as we just talked about. And on the other side, you have the guy running in New York, Mamdani, right? Okay, who's like a straight-up communist. I mean, he is. He talks about, the things that communists say. I mean, he wants free grocery stores, free buses.
I want him to win.
You want him to win?
Yeah. I think every 20 years or so.
Wait.
We need every 20 years or so, we need a conspicuous, confined experiment with socialism so we can crack it up again.
Some of us actually know history and remember what socialism really does. And we definitely don't want to live through that again. So no, we're not hoping for Mamdani to win. We're hoping more Democrats wake up before it's too late. Because if he ever got power, his leadership could seriously hurt the country. His ideas sound nice in theory, but they fall apart in real life. They might sound emotional and fair, but they could break the economy and hurt freedom. What we really hope for is that voters see the truth beyond the nice speeches and realize how dangerous his plans are. If Democrats care about their future, they'll stop him before he drags the party down completely.
Socialist slogan used to be, workers of the world unite, you have nothing to lose but your chains. The new socialist slogan is, trust us, this time it won't be a mess. So, when post-war labor government in Britain was about to get started, one of their leading lights was a socialist named Nurian Bevan. He said, what could go wrong? He said, we have a nation bedded on coal, surrounded by fish. You would take an organizational genius to have a shortage of either. In 3 years, they had a shortage of both. That's socialism.
On paper, socialism looks sweet. Everyone's equal, no one's left out. But in real life, it's the opposite. At least with capitalism, if you work hard, you can earn more and build something for your family. Socialism flips that around. It promises equality, but really, it lets greedy people at the top control everything. They take most of the power and money, while regular people get stuck with nothing. It's not fair, it's fake fairness. It just creates anger and poverty while pretending it's progress. Over and over, history has shown that socialism doesn't lift people up, it traps them.
Someone must tell the usual suspects on the far left that the saying is, when you're in a hole, stop digging, not keep digging. Talk about doubling down on what got you fucked in the first place. Even the one concession I've heard a few people on the losing side offer, that liberals should stop saying the Trump voters are stupid, comes with a kind of unspoken parentheses, we know they are stupid, just don't say it.
Sadly, that's how the left often looks at the right, like they're all dumb or old-fashioned people who can't think. They love to say that anyone who supports MAGA or conservative ideas must be uneducated or bad. And of course, they see themselves as the smart, kind, and better ones. But history shows that this kind of arrogance always backfires. When you keep looking down on your opponents, you start underestimating them, and that's when you lose. The left's biggest mistake is thinking they're always right and everyone else is wrong. They ignore the real struggles that make people angry, struggles that can't just be erased by pretending to be morally superior.
Yeah, I got bad news for you. They don't have a monopoly on stupid. You wear Queers for Palestine t-shirts and masks 2 years after the pandemic ended. And you can't define woman, I mean person who menstruates. You're the teachers' union education party and you've turned schools and colleges into a joke. You just lost the crazy contest to an actual crazy person.
In the end, the problem with the Democrats and the far left isn't just their ideas, it's their pride and blindness. They keep ignoring lessons from history. Bill Maher keeps warning them about the dangers of letting woke socialists like Mamdani rise up, but they don't listen. Because of that, they're losing the middle ground voters who used to support them. Socialism might sound good, but it always ends up helping only the rich and trapping everyone else. Yet the far left still believes they're the good guys, and that conservatives are the bad ones. That pride will destroy them. If Democrats keep trying to please the loudest people instead of doing what's right, they'll lose both voters and the future. America needs brave leaders, not ones scared to say no to extremes. And that wraps up today's story. If you liked our hot take, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more videos like this.